Coming up on a positive note,
Es diferente que todo.
bienvenidos. It's Hispanic Heritage Month and we've got a whole fiesta planned for you.
Celebrando la cultura,
The rich history
el futuro.
and achievements from residents all around the near tri-state.
Today, todas las noticias son buenas noticias. Bienvenidos.
That means welcome. I'm Jara Band.
Y yo soy Amanda Bossard.
It's Hispanic Heritage Month, and I just couldn't think of a better way for News 12 to continue the celebration than right here on a positive note and with a very special guest.
Thank you so much, Jude, and I couldn't be happier to be here to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month alongside you and, of course, everyone watching. As a proud Cuban American, I know firsthand how much there is to highlight about Latinos and our impacts. Everything from la comida hasta la cultura y la comunidad. And as a News 12 anchor, you know I can't wait to dive right on into these stories here today.
So, we heard from the National Council of Hispanic Employment Program Managers that the theme of this year's festivities is Esperanza, a celebration of Hispanic heritage and hope.
Well, this first group definitely exemplifies that. When the pandemic shut things down, this Mariachi band in White Plains found creative ways to keep the party going. Vámonos.
Mariachi music is synonymous with celebration. A symbol of Mexican culture that lives through this White Plains band called Mariachi Sol Mixteco. Most of the musicians are family members.
It brings joy to us, and of course, we're proud that it's from Mexico.
A tradition Mariela Navarro is passing on to her son.
I think Mariachi has to offer a lot of beautiful music, a lot of interesting culture.
An expression of culture that went silent when COVID hit our region.
At the very beginning, we got sick. We didn't know what it was.
The band was among the first to contract coronavirus.
I was so scared for my husband's life because he got really sick.
Everyone pulled through, but the mariachi couldn't find work as gatherings were prohibited. As the world stood still, Mariachi Sol Mixteco found a way to play on. They played to audiences over Zoom.
Hola, este mensaje es especial para...
They made videos that customers could send to loved ones. And as the elderly were isolated, they performed outside of homes, socially distant, to lift their spirits. And when we could finally gather once again, Mariachi Sol Mixteco found themselves performing at remembrance ceremonies. If the pandemic has taught this mariachi anything, it's the power of music.
You can really empathize with the people and understand what they're going through.
And how special holding on to your roots really is.
And mariachi is just one flavor of music that's important to Hispanic and Latino culture. The next band in our spotlight is known for serving and protecting by day, but spicing up the bachata and merengue scene by night.
We're headed to Brooklyn to catch up with a few NYPD officers with a license to entertain.
La Jara Band, coined after the Spanish nickname for police, draw in fans from all over the world with their music, but they're not your average band. They are a Hispanic musical group made up of 17 NYPD members who sing and play a number of instruments.
I noticed that the department needed a band that would represent the Hispanic side of the community. So I decided to form it, but I did not know it was going to be this successful.
They've actually grown to be so successful that they have over 130,000 followers on Facebook from all over the world.
Not hard to see why. Between the moves and their combination of their jobs and what they love in music, it's a win-win.
Absolutely.
Well, it looks like the Little Latinas are leading the way in showcasing their cultural pride. Starting this month, a young Puerto Rican Bronxite stars in her own empowering show on PBS. It is all about her life, her culture, and her neighborhood in the Boogie Down Bronx. Allow us to show you Alma's way.
PBS Kids' newest show is all about the Boogie Down Bronx.
I feel connected to Alma because she's from the Bronx, I'm from the Bronx. She's Puerto Rican and I'm Puerto Rican, and we're both Latina, and that's just really exciting. Figure it out as you hop on the 6th train.
Summer Rose Castillo is bringing all the authenticity as the voice of Alma. This series follows this young Latina Bronxite as she navigates her world, and culture is on full display.
She's always curious, she loves her family, and she loves to think through.
The series, created by Sonia Manzano, is all about empowering young kids and encouraging them to share what they think and feel.
What I'm learning from my character is that whenever Alma has a problem, just take a moment and think it through, and don't be afraid to use your voice.
We're beaming with pride. To have your 8-year-old play such an important role early on in life, you know, it's just amazing because as adults, now we get to see ourselves a little bit more on TV.
It's just so diverse, so many just different families. Exactly what the Bronx is about, but the music, you know, the moment that you hear the opening, you hear this just Caribbean sounds, and then you have Alma rapping, and that truly is what the Bronx represents.
And that brings us into today's Did You Know, also known in Spanish as Sabías Qué.
Did you know that Barbie's new besties are Caribbean celebrities? Celia Cruz, the Cuban queen of salsa, and Julia Alvarez, Dominican-American author, are Mattel's newest contributions to the Barbie brand.
They're part of a role model series, a line of dolls carefully chosen to inspire young girls. Now, if you're wondering why you haven't seen these legendary ladies in the toy aisle yet, it's because they're not actually for sale. Mattel says they designed these two as one of a kind. Speaking of inspirational women, our next story is on a Dominican beauty queen from Long Island using her brains and heart to achieve her dreams.
Carabel Perez is going for the crown. The Central Islip native will be representing the Dominican Republic in the upcoming Reina Hispano-Americana pageant in Bolivia next month.
I'm very proud of my heritage. This is why I have my crown and sash over my heart, because it truly is, you know, such a blessing to be a Latina from the Dominican Republic. I can only tell you how many times when I was younger, how many doors were closed due to how I looked or because my body wasn't the perfect weight or measurement.
Perez says her involvement in the school show choir and support from family helped give her the strength to rise above obstacles and chase her dreams.
I come from a family that really didn't have much growing up, and the message that I always hold with me is that it doesn't matter where you come from or how much money you have or the type of education that you have, any dream is attainable with hard work and good faith.
Perez hopes to spread that message of perseverance every time she takes the stage to empower young women around the world.
It doesn't matter how many doors close on you, keep trying, because at the end of the day, if you have a good heart and you have that willpower to work hard for what you want, anything is possible.
Our celebration continues in Norwalk, Connecticut. People pulled up to a parking lot to be transported to Mexico. The flavors of the tacos El Azteca truck are unmatched. In fact, Yelp says maybe the best in the whole country.
But the real selling point is how the truck's owner made it to this point by faith and esperanza.
Like I say, practice does all. I'm originally from Gomez Palacio, Durango. When I was probably 12 years old, I used to work at a taqueria like the one I have right now. And I always have the idea to come to this country to do a little part of my Mexico. I took a risk without knowing what was for me, you know. I saw the opportunity to come to this country, and one of my brothers, he got a job for me. When you work from the bottom in the restaurant, you start washing dishes. I was working 7 days a week, which was really hard, but you know, of course, I mean, that was the only way to do what you want to do. I started with the idea because I already know how to cook. In the beginning, she thought I was crazy, but it's always, you know, it's always like, oh, you have to have that too, because that's when you prove that you can do things in life. So I decided to have a day off. I started doing like ceviche, and it's a Spanish traditional appetizer. When I used to do it, people love it, and people start like pushing me to do like, hey, why you don't just do it for self? A lot of people start with the business and expecting customers. With me was the opposite. It was already the customers waiting for me to open my own thing. It was a church bus. We took all the seats out, and then we say, okay, here is gonna be the grill. We got all the permits. And then I remember that I used to drive with my wife in this parking lot, and it was really dark. But I have the faith, and I saw light. And then I say, you know what, wait a minute, this is a great spot for a food truck. And my wife said, yeah, you're right. It makes me feel very happy because this is the way you can show your culture. My wife, now she's my partner, and my son is my right arm, and we're pretty much family business. Mexico is a great country. I have hundreds of customers, and I feel good that now they don't have to travel over there to get a taco or burrito. We're living the dream. I'm so proud. Like I say, this country, we love this country because this country adopted me. Thanks to my wife. It's not easy, but if you have the vision and you have the feeling and you have the heart and the passion to do it, I don't see why not.
This year, Tacos El Azteca was voted one of the top 100 places to eat by Yelp, coming in at number 33. They look amazing.
They do, and it makes total sense. I saw one of the comments. They said that they were having dreams about the pork burritos.
All right, Judea, you know what we're ordering when we go.